Retro Car Guy 530 LLC presents the Chevrolet SSR Tech Session discussions that took place in San Jose, California on Saturday, August 25th, 2018. The main presenter for this Tech Session discussion was Dick Belleville, also known as Dictator on the SSRfanatic.com website. All opinions expressed in this video are made by the person that makes them, and they are not necessarily the opinions of Retro Car Guy 530 LLC. In this video's description below the video, you'll find that there are links to the various topics within this video, and there will also be a link to Dick Belleville's Microsoft OneDrive Chevy SSR Tech Library, a wealth of information that you should check out if you're an SSR owner. You are advised to review all documentation supplied with any part obtained for your vehicle. Make sure you clearly understand the installation instructions and follow them carefully. Please review the automotive information, repair, and modification guidelines on this screen. Seek the advice of a repair professional if you're unsure how to perform any repair or modification safely and correctly. All repairs and modifications are performed at your own risk.
Now here's what
copper impregnated goods.
here's what happened. They use low temp solder when they go through the PC board
Wave
bath.
solder.
Thank you. Wave solder. They go through, and they use low temp solder. Then you're 3 inches away from a catalytic converter that's running at 1800 degrees. And eventually, because you're in town stopping at traffic lights and what have you,
And you're bouncing.
and these become unsoldered. This is where the relay connection is, and these have to be soldered, and these have to be resoldered, and all of these have to be resoldered. How do I know? Because that's what I do.
And all of the weight
And then I use the
is on
high
the
temp
bottom side of the
solder.
board.
I clean all of this solder off, I get back in it, and then I resolder it. And 99 times out of 100, that's what it is. I got one the other day that the relay is bad. And this relay in here has to be bad, taken off, so I gotta take the whole printed circuit board out, change the relay.
Now, my
So
Coral
you
has
did
a heat shield. Is that?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
I had that heat shield put in. Would it
Yeah.
take care of that or not quite?
Maybe.
here's what happened. Mike and I were trying to address this ABS system because, I mean, you can't get these in as far as I know.
Actually, one of the owners in Sacramento said he was able to buy that off of rockauto.com. He got one and had the shop put it in, but it ended up not working.
Thank you, because I was just going to explain to you that the 0304 won't work on the 0506. Already been there, done that.
Well-
We tried it.
Well, here's the biggest thing. Even if we could find another one somewhere, it wouldn't have the higher temperature solder.
No,
I mean,
it's all going to be waste.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all going to be
exactly.
waste.
Yeah.
So anyway, I use that suck and suck all of that off, and I put new solder on. And then we went to the heat shield, Mike and I talked. So he's using aircraft insulation, or whatever it is on that piece. We're saying for $50, it's worth a try. The jury's out on whether it will totally eliminate the problem or not, but it certainly will reduce the potential.
Cheap insurance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, thank you. That's very good. Cheap insurance. Go ahead.
And if you've gone through and resoldered it once, then
Well, the high temp solder doesn't. It seems to hold.
well, yeah, but even then, you're getting into the range of that solder too, with 1800 degrees, so the heat shield's gonna,
That's true.
It's gonna help
do some
anyway.
good.
Yeah.
But the heat shield should work.
Yeah.
The problem is not mileage or age. It's sitting at traffic lights or in parking lots.
Well,
It's hot.
I didn't know that much about it, but when Mark did it, and he was showing me, it's so
Is there
freaking
any
close
more?
and it gets so
Yeah.
hot.
What happens is the solder lifts. These solenoids, see with my Tech 2, which I didn't bring with me, but with my Tech 2 I can make the ABS, EBCM module, boom, 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 it'll jump your truck. The only thing that you're eliminating is sliding on the road at 80 miles an hour and your wheels aren't locked. See how close you are to the catalytic converter.
Oh, yeah, big time. Texas was.
Go ahead, Lance. These are all keyed on, so you have to pull the lock. Just go right ahead, you're doing good, man. Oh, by the way, you have wheel sensors. And the wheel sensors are plugged into this. This has a little hook on it that hooks into the holes. Go ahead. And on the wheel sensors, you have two front wheel sensors for your speed for your ABS and all that. They won't go bad, it's just a magnet. So if you have a sensor problem, it's not there, it's in the connector behind the tire and it's on the ABS. When you loosen that front clip, then you can drop this down far enough so you can get at the top of the EBCM there. Your number 20 torque screws, or 20, I think they're 20 torque screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you take it off, like that. And these are your solenoids, and they pump up and down. Go ahead. See, that's where it sets in there. See the little hook? Mm-hmm. And I tried to explain it so you guys will be able to do it picture by picture, you know.
Now the problem is lying on your back up under
Yeah.
there, trying to hold the book between you and the chassis.
So while you're doing it,
I think this part right here is the
It's about
key.
then the flashlight goes dead.
it's a lot easier on a lift, that's for sure.
Roll out,
This is that
look at the
key
next
tool.
picture, roll back in.
Yeah.
Roll out, look at the next picture, roll back
There you
in.
go. But anyway, I was going to say, the sensors, you got two front wheel sensors. They go back to the frame, behind the tire, to a plug connector. You may want to, when you get the tire off, you may want to check that connector, spray it with some dielectric, grease or tape, whatever, put that on. The rear wheels are sensed by a module that's plugged in to the transmission. And what they're doing is reading the drive shaft speed instead of each wheel. So you don't have any wheel sensors per se on the rear wheel itself. It's right on the transmission, and I've had to change mine.
Well, let me ask you a question about that, because I don't know what it means, but I get a speed sensor error. Is that what we're talking about?
Probably, yeah.
So I just go in and turn the damn thing off.
Well, the first thing I would change is that, well, go back to grounds. Go to that ABS ground
Yep.
behind the rear tires, check that, and then check the sensor on the transmission. I had to change mine out. It's very easy to do. Just unplugs, it comes right out of there. Put another in.
Just make sure that the plug is plugged in properly.
Yeah,
Well, we can put my code reader on, I've got them with me, or if you, just so we can see the code, which one it's pointing at as far as which one it thinks.
yeah.
starting to get a lot of the door latch lock module problems, which I've been repairing them now for several years. Because you can't get those damn things, and that's part of that module that talks to the multiplex wiring. That's the one that unlocks your car. There's a little electric motor in there, if you guys didn't know it, that runs the fob and stuff. And everything gets corroded because the water comes down. I don't care if it's raining, you wash your truck, whatever you do, the water goes down the window. And they didn't put any provision over the top of that door lock module. What we did was we took some silicone grease that you can buy at Napa, for $8 a tube, $6 a tube in Florida. But
It's 12 here then.
yeah. So anyway,
Plus the
you take
disposal fee.
you take a little silicone grease and take one of those tongue suppressors and put some grease on top of it to get the water to run away from it because it is open. Throw some pictures up of that because you can't go and buy one. Now, Dorman has made one for another car that we discovered, and I forgot what the number is, but I think it's on here. And we made, Dorman has made one that if you modify it, it'll work on our truck. So we can get you or tell you where to go, and I have 2 in stock at home. 2 of the Dorman ones, but it's $175 for one of them, and I repair them for $50.
Didn't you mention something about spraying into the?
Absolutely, yeah.
I brought a can of that stuff just for
yeah,
you, so you can show me.
silicone, DW40, I don't care. It's something to keep the water when it runs down your button from going inside the module and shorten out all the wiring.
But you don't want to use regular WD-40 though.
No, this is
Because that collects dust.
Yes,
This is the
collects
exact
silicone.
can that he had.
Go ahead, Lance. Go ahead. Well, I'm showing you. It'll be stamped left and right. Go ahead. I wanted to get down to the bad part. Is it?
That's the bad.
That's the
Pretty
bad
bad.
Look, there's a picture of Dictator on the inside of his car.
Well, they accused me of the.
Get a shirt on, gee.
Well, it's Florida.
Yeah, it's Florida. So they accused me of having my truck just Velcroed together. Anyway. So you got to pop all this. It's a pain in the ass to take this thing out of here because you're working between 2 panels.
Have to do it twice when we have
I think
the reverse motor for
I
the
think the
lock.
Velcro accusation came from Jody and your wife.
I think so. I know my wife was in there somewhere with that one.
I think they were talking.
Yeah.
Velcro and
Anyway, I tried to show you step by step. Now, this was on Tony's truck, and one of the connectors had a short in it. So we went down to Dimitrov and got another connector, and it had 4 wires, and we only used 3, but it works fine. But you can see how cruddy and dirty, and because when you get down to where it's opened up, you can see where all the water runs into it. See, that was that other connect. See, we put another connector in. And I use that dielectric grease around the rubber boot on the connector when to keep the moisture out of it. And Florida is bad on corrosion.
And on my SSR, the passenger side window was indexing phantomly after I turned on, or it started, it would go back to the run position. Ended up finding that when I took that connector out, the seal had been folded underneath at the factory, and water was getting into it. So once I dried that out and everything,
You were okay. Yeah. Go ahead. That was that new connector we put in. It should be open back.
We're getting down to the end of this one.
Oh, okay. Now, pay attention to your roof door, your door latch lock model. Because you saw the pictures of that rusted motor in there.
Yep.
And those motors, I finally found them in China someplace. And when I got them, they turned clockwise. And you gotta change them because it's gotta turn counterclockwise. So if you know how to take the motor apart and turn it so it goes the other direction, you can change your own motor. Now you have to physically cut the cover off to get to the motor. So, it's I guess I'd say for $50 you send me yours.
So you're already beyond my abilities there.
It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have the right tools to do the cutting.
Well, that too.
Yeah. We could
And
buy
I
a
do
few
it all.
motors
Yeah,
and try it,
this
you know.
But
Wanna make it
I mean,
challenging.
you know,
The guy
Settle
with
down
the
over there.
latch that you sent me, he calls me when he gets home and says, I went to get out of the truck and it locked the door on me instead of unlocking it. What?
Yeah.
And sure enough, that's when I
the
called you.
motor was backwards,
Yeah.
yes, and I didn't even realize it myself, of course, when I was putting it
Well, when I
together.
was in the truck, I pushed the button. Yeah, it's going up and down. I didn't look to see if it was going up and down with the proper direction press, but so.
This is where my Velcro comes in handy, to remove your cluster.
So I have a question. Go back to the last picture.
They're all 7mm.
Right there, that picture there.
Yeah.
So when I first got into the community, there was some pictures around that were showing what I thought at the time was the quote-unquote preferred way of trimming the part of the dash that fits around the airbag cover.
Yeah, that's in there.
Right? But I can't find that anymore, but that's not the preferred method. The preferred method that you've been aspiring for a number of years has been to remove the airbag
Cover screws.
Yeah. Why? What happened to the thing about trimming? Why did that become out of favor?
Well, they, you know, it's up to you. The difference is if you get rid of these two screws at the top that hold the airbag, you can just go underneath your glove box and take the two bolts off and the whole thing comes off in your hand. But if you don't take these two off, you've got to cut all that trim and do all that stuff. But you can do it either way. Mine's done with both. Mine's trimmed and got the, I went in and took the bolts off. But you can do it, you know, any way you want to do it.
Well, I wound up trimming mine because that's.
I trimmed mine too because on one side, it's got a big lip.
Right.
And it's hard to get the dash.
That's an interesting material to cut because it's a different texture plastic than any I've ever messed with.
Well, I use Dremel with the little cutters.
Like a cutter blade on
Grinder
the Dremel.
wheel, yeah, that goes on to. Go ahead down, and they show that. They're all 7mm.
I'll bring my size on.
And they're, be sure you have a magnet around because they're, if you lose them, they're down in the dash. Bring your Dremel.
I'm gonna have this battery operated one, which is that was a mistake.
And see, that connector is part of my test stand at home. I have mine wired up to a power supply so that I can change the stepper motors and calibrate everything, put it together and hand it to you. Because I cheated, I got the connector.
You know, one thing I see when people talk, there's been a lot of talk, especially lately, with all the new members. Nobody ever mentions anything about taking a look at that lens.
That what?
At the lens.
The plastic lens.
Plastic lens.
The clear lens.
Yeah. Mine was really scratched.
Yeah, you gotta be careful what you use on it.
Right.
I don't
But
know.
I'm just kind of surprised nobody ever says anything. I've never seen anybody ever say, well, why you got it off? Take a look at that lens.
These face plates are aluminum.
They have a cleaner that will take all your oil. Or Latch too.
They're metal. These are metal face plates. And see these block
Those little tabs.
buttons, tabs. Be sure you transfer those. If you don't, you have 3 little LED lights shining in your eyes.
Yeah, but what do you do
And
when you change the color of the faceplate? How do you match it?
I went down to Home Depot and found the little furniture plugs that are in yellow and red and black and whatever.
Yeah.
And I changed them with that.
Innovative.
These, the original ones was the C5 168, better known as junk. And I think there's a dissected,
That's it.
well, that's it?
That's
Okay.
it.
That's it.
The stepper motor is just close enough for hand grenade. It's like a volume control on a radio. Yeah, it's a wrist. And you keep stepping on it, and you see what? It's just a couple of coils and it's measuring the electricity. All of the stepper motors are the same, no matter which slot you go in, because the ECM is what controls what it's telling the stepper motors.
Okay, they all have a stop at each end.
Yeah.
You can
So
change
where,
one,
when you
should
put it
change them
in, where do
all.
you set it?
No, it's not a hard stop, you can move it, Dwight.
Oh,
Well,
There's a
you
little
can
bit
move-
more tension.
No,
You know what?
you can move the needle, but you can't move that pin out of the stepper.
Okay, I was talking about that.
Yeah, you can move the needle.
There's a guy here in San Jose that does the,
Chris.
yeah, I keep getting emails from him all the time for $100 to change the stepper motors and the lights.
That's a good deal. That's who I used.
Yeah,
But Dictator and Dragon and Mike are a way better deal.
So this is your waterfall that goes across. It's only held on with clips. Go ahead. See, it's only got these clips. Easy
Can you
to
just
take
pop
off.
that off?
Yeah, easy to take off. Because you gotta get to.
once you get the wind suppressor out of the way.
You gotta get to. Because I've got a lighted one. This is how you take off your shift cable cover. You were talking about that earlier. Go ahead.
Yeah, mine is stuck.
Well, and sometimes they take
It takes a lot of effort for most of them.
This is that connector I was talking about. That if you're having intermittent, these are extremely reliable.
Yeah, switches.
Except when someone spills something out
Yeah.
that's in there.
That's the hard
I
thing
just-
to find.
Yeah.
I just had, I did Tom Sorensen, I think it was, or Larry Town. They got, one of their friends got stuck at the dealer, and the dealer, instead of loosening the set screw, which goes into the, thought it was threaded on.
channel
He
lock?
cracked the back of his chrome shift lever.
I got a spare one.
Cause see, that's what you got inside, and that bolt goes in that V groove on the back side.
That thing's hard to pull out too.
Well, take that damn thing off and get some oil down in there. You gotta take care of
I'm
it.
talking about this orange little post is
Oh,
tough.
yeah. Then you gotta take off the front console. We're going after the body control mod. Go ahead. I had to
Well,
put,
they didn't want you to get at that, did they?
no, I had to put one on mine. So, I put on the body control module, being the wise guy that I am. Well, that's plugged it in. Unknown driver. What? What do you mean unknown driver? I mean, it started. I could drive it, but it kept saying unknown driver. So go ahead. So this is how you go ahead. And that's how you take that center console off.
Some of your Velcro.
Easier with Velcro, yes. Now this is your back receiver for your fob.
For your what?
Fob.
your fob.
For
Hey,
your,
Dick,
Where's the
is
antenna?
the body control module connected wirelessly to the two remote controls? And that's how
That
it tells
receiver
you who's
module
number
was-
one and who's number two?
no,
That receiver,
no, the receiver determines that.
That's right.
Well, how does the
Go ahead.
receiver know?
It's programmed.
It's
you have to
programmed.
pair the fob
How
with the
how
vehicle.
does
That's
your-
what I'm saying, it's
how
programmed
does
to
your-
whatever fob.
Yeah, how does your garage door opener know?
So I understand that,
Yeah.
I just wanted to know that the fob was driver one and the other one was
Well,
driver
the fob
two.
is up above. This is your body control module. And this, and I can tell you for sure, has to be programmed by the dealer to your ECM. Because we're back to multiplex wiring where everybody in the room's got to know each other. If they don't, we ain't gonna work. So when I changed my body control module, which is not that hard, and I got my own driver, it's got to be dealer programmed to the bin.
So that's not something you can do with Tech 2 then?
No, Tech 2 won't do it. No. Tried that.
That's how they keep the thieves from changing it.
Dealer must program the body control module. Believe me.
So can you button that all up and take it in, and they do it by plugging into the OBD?
Well, I didn't, yes, I did, but I didn't button it all up. I left it open like you see it. And I drove it into the dealer and Sean programmed it for me. So it has to be programmed. Now, here I'm talking about the fall. It just snaps in with little plastic clips. But I can't emphasize enough that all of these modules are collected to talk to each other, are all connected together.
What I think.
9 miles.
How much are his?
Go back, he wants to see the 9 miles. 9 miles.
Huh.
2012, unknown driver.
That's my tip too. Ed is electrical engineering.
While we're talking about Ed,
It's a series database.
what is the,
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
This is underneath the driver's side behind the headlights. Pull that out, go ahead. This is what I'm talking about.
Is that cone you were talking about where
they call it a cone.
everyone has to know what's going on?
All of these hooked together. And they all got to talk to each other. And if any one of them has a problem,
You all have a
would shut your truck down. And that's that multiplex wire. Okay,
And who knows what's inside that plastic?
this is how you find out. This is how you find out which one is bad. What he did was he connected into each one of these, brought them down. Isn't that good? Yeah. Bring them down and hook them all together on the cone. Go ahead, and then you disconnect one at a time until you find out what the problem
So
is.
it's just so basically he's using that as a tester?
Yeah.
A jumper, and then you can.
So what does that
just
charge
disconnect
to
and see
come to
what's what.
California?
Yeah.
So that's what you're looking at. Now, the unknown driver that Ed had on his truck, and it was an 06 Pacific Blue, I believe. He's had 4 or 5 trucks. And what happened, it was unknown driver showed up, and we couldn't figure out what it was with the Tech 2. Tech 2 wouldn't give us anything. So we went to the Dimmitt Chevrolet, found Sean, who is the lead tech at Dimmitt Chevrolet. And he put it on there, and he couldn't find anything the matter with it. So he cleared the tune that Joe Delano, or Jeremy, in this case Jeremy, had put into the engine. When he cleared the tune, the Tech 2 says plug number 7 is cracked. So when he was going down the highway and it was skipping and everything, giving him the unknown driver, we had no way of diagnosing it because the tune in the computer had been changed. So their equipment at Chevrolet GM couldn't read it because it had a different tune in it. He cleared the tune back to the original settings, and when he did, then the equipment said fuse number 7 is
Very
Right.
clever on Sean's part.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Yeah.
We've reached the end of this Electrical Part 3 video. Please check out the other videos that came from this same tech session by looking at the playlist named Chevy SSR Tech Session August 25th, 2018. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time and you want to, please subscribe. Click that bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. Please follow Retro Car Guy 530 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks for taking the time to visit the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.